Mike Nolan. I was delighted to hear Gary be so concerned about $5,000 to $8,000 being spent. When you, Dave, didn't want to have money paid back from redevelopment to the general fund of the city, it was a lot more than $5,000 or $8,000, and Gary didn't support the efforts to recover the money, which we still don't have. But I'm continually entertained by the aggressive attempt to save $5,000 to $8,000 so the kids can't have an Easter egg hunt. I don't believe the spirit. But I'm going to talk about the $7.1 million that Gary hasn't objected to either. We've had some police officers in Burbank whose names have been drawn through the mud and dragged through the mud. And we haven't let people know if anything good has come up. What the Sheriff's Department had to say, what the DA's office had to say. I'm going to read out loud. These aren't tales from the trials. This is from the Sheriff's Department of Los Angeles and the DA's office. I'm reading from charge evaluation sheets. Let's start with Jose Duran. It was mailed out on January 18th, 2012. Maybe they shared it with you, maybe they didn't. The Justice System Integrity Division of the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has completed its review of allegations that Officer Jose Duran, badge number 6262, and former officers Chris Canales, number 10230, and Edgar Penarenda, 7594, of the Burbank Police Department, committed the crime of assault under color of authority in violation of Penal Code Section 149 on February 26, 2008, against Christina Ingram. For the reasons set forth below, this office declines to initiate criminal proceedings. So much for those folks and their families to at least know that the DA's office said no. Jeff Lamoureux. Somebody claimed, Ryburn claimed he kicked somebody in the head. Conclusion: the only evidence that points to Lamoureux committing the assault and Escarcega's bare allegation to Ryburn that Lamoureux kicked him. Escarcega now refuses to cooperate with the investigation to clarify how and when that happened. It's unknown what he has told the FBI. Should Escarcega ever become cooperative, or we receive the statement from the FBI, this case will be reevaluated. However, it will likely be well beyond the statute of limitations. Based on the insufficient evidence, we're closing our file at this time and will take no further action. I've got others here, and I'm going to continue until you guys let people know that there are people in this police department of ours that have been cleared by the DA and the sheriffs, and we're still wasting money, Gary. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else wish to address the council? Seeing none, staff have any response to public comment? No. Mr. Brick?
Mr. Nolan, what you brought up through the DA's office is the first time I've ever heard of any of this whatsoever. I don't know if there's poll bar violations, how you're able to obtain those. If it's a public document, it might be, but I'm not familiar with any of the stuff you just brought up. And I think we're all concerned about the legal fees that we spent on this police thing, no question about it. And I'm sure it's going to even go higher. If I had to guess, common sense tells me. But the city has to defend itself, and obviously the officers will have their day in court, and I hope they do, and they'll get a chance to defend themselves too. So, but I'm totally surprised at what you read tonight. No knowledge of it whatsoever. Thank you.
Councilmember Gordon.
I'd like to ask our city attorney, Ms. Albano, is it possible for the council to be informed of status of DA investigations, as we've just been informed by Mr. Nolan?
I'll look into it. That's all I can say right now.
I would appreciate it, because this is an ongoing issue in the city, and I think at the very least, if the council can be informed of the status of what's going on with respect to officers and their status in these matters, I think it would be helpful. Thank you.
And let me just respond to Mr. Paroli.